Hi, Lori.
Hi, Ned. How are you today?
I'm okay. We're in the sanctuary, yes?
Yes, we are.
And we're here for a couple of reasons, and I apologize for the extreme close up, but we're here because we need to talk about reopening the church. And we got a handbook last week, didn't we? Is there anything you want to say about the handbook we got last week?
I think it was multiple pages. I
Mul-
don't really remember. Did I get that handbook or just you?
I may have gotten it, but I thought I shared it with you, and I'm getting ready to share it with everybody. The first edition of the handbook, the one we got Thursday, was 48 pages.
Getting it. I don't remember getting anything like that.
But I thought you were looking at it this morning because you mentioned phase three.
I was looking at some of the things you sent to the meeting for Monday night.
Right. We did have a meeting of the Committee on Nominations and Leadership last night via conference call to talk about reopening the church. And I had that committee meet because one of their tasks is to advise the church council on ministry within the context of the church. So COVID is our context right now, definitely one of them. So anyway, we got the handbook on Thursday, 48 pages. And then on Saturday, revision was released, 53 pages. More details. But yeah, we probably needed a revision because I know RDS discussed the handbook with pastors in a webinar on Friday, and we certainly had a lot of questions. I sent them at least 3 questions before we met. So the revision came out specifying things on singing, which quite frankly we can't sing when we in person. That would have to wait until phase 3. And on distancing in the church, social distancing, which is why you're sitting in that pew and I'm sitting in this pew, because if and when we get back to in-person worship, if social distancing is still in effect, we're going to have to think about some things. Because, Lori, is there 6 feet between you and me in the aisle on this pew?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I'm
So,
not sure how much it is, but it is not 6 feet.
no, it's not. The meeting last night, they said, why don't you go ahead and send the handbook out to everyone? So that's what I'm about to do. I'm going to send an attachment. I'll make sure you get a copy this
Okay.
time. So everyone can see all the stipulations, and you can also see why the committee that met last night thinks it might be best for us to wait until phase 3 to reopen. There are so many stipulations. I'm going to pull this hymnal up right now, this Faith We Sing. If we come back here before phase 3, this cannot be in the sanctuary, and I'm not even sure if we can have it in phase 3. But there are a lot of logistics as far as, you cannot sing when you get back together in person because singing can spread droplets up to 27 feet. You cannot have paper items like hymnals and bulletins in worship if you meet before phase 3. So in light of considerations like that, the committee that met last night thought it was best that we don't meet until phase 3 opens. They didn't think that our doing drive-in worship was necessarily a good idea because there are a lot of logistics in that. You can only use every other parking space, and maybe you didn't see that, or maybe we hadn't discussed it, but that's one of the stipulations. So I'll send this out for everyone to read. Hopefully everyone will read it. We're learning that not everyone reads.
Yeah. Read your bulletins, folks.
Not everyone reads what we say, which we knew, but we're laughing at it anyway, and that's okay. So that's, yeah, I might, one thing I'm suggesting after that meeting last night, Barry Burkholder over at Fletcher's Chapel uses robocalls, 2-minute robocalls once a week, gives it like an inspiring message. Could give a chance to share information, definitely could be used, for inclement weather. So we might look at doing that. Barry's going to call me back with more information on that. But we're working on our communication. We're trying to let everyone know what's going on from the conference level. We have a whole lot to consider. So please keep distance and keep us in your prayers. And please, please join us in trying to keep everybody informed. And if there's anything we need to do differently, let us know.